Hello, my loves. Welcome back to my channel. I guess this is like a kind of special day because this is me releasing my first episode of my podcast ever. It's kind of been a long time coming. We've been working at this for almost 2 years, technically, but I mean, it still needs work. It still needs progress. We're only going up from here, but I'm so excited to announce my new podcast. It's kind of what I've been excited for. It's kind of what I hope my new content will be like in the new year. We have 3 episodes, but here's the thing. The thing is, the tea is very, 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 very old. Very old. Old, moldy, stale. So, in terms of hot topics, they're going to be months months old because we recorded this months back. It's been a very interesting year in terms of my editing, but this year, hopefully, we're gonna be doing way more editing. We're gonna be way more consistent. So get ready to see me more often in the new year. Um, yeah, I think that's enough. I think that's enough dilly dallying. I hope you guys enjoy. If you guys stay to the end, thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It might be a YouTube exclusive because these episodes are very interesting, and I'm still trying to learn how to edit and everything. But it's a good start. So I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you guys so much for watching. Okay. All right. Here we go. Testing, testing. Testing's over. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, all right, all right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to a first ever podcast of the Culture Corner. That's the name of it. If you didn't know, because I don't think I've ever told you. I'm pretty sure I told you once, but
You need a sign that says Culture Corner.
I know, like something with like neon lights or
Oh yeah, of
something.
course.
One at a time, one at a time. We still have to get the arm things first. That's the thing. We gonna upgrade. We gonna upgrade. I know, right? You gotta do something. But yeah, this is the first episode pilot. I did one last year, but it really wasn't as. I didn't have the camera. The microphones were cute, but they weren't that girl. Like now, I just feel like I have better equipment to handle this. So I'm really excited. I'm here with my first guest, my bestie since high school. Actually, we've known each other since middle school. Technically, you didn't text him. You didn't talk to me in middle school, but it's whatever.
I mean, we rode the same bus. I knew of your presence,
Yeah,
your
but you
air.
never still talk to me, so
Yeah, cause who are you?
I'm that girl. I'm that girl. And look at us now. Um, yeah, so I'm so excited to start this whole podcast. The whole reason that I wanted to do the podcast was I was last year I went through this whole like pan Africanist like moment, and I was definitely just like obsessed with just like being black.
I mean, as you
And
should be.
I still am, but like it was heavy last year. And so I just loved I was thinking I was thinking of just like knowing about all black people basically. So like what other black people have gone through. Cause if you don't know, you guys probably don't. I'm Haitian American, so my parents are from Haiti. So growing up in America, I've always kind of learned about African American culture, not necessarily Haitian culture, and I've had to learn that for myself. But learning about African American culture and seeing like what happened and seeing like what all these people have gone through, it makes you understand that like we're really connected. Like it's different stuff, but like the story's still the same, and it leaves it makes you empathize. So I really just wanted to be connected with a lot of black cultures. So I started listening to black podcasts, specifically in the UK.
Why the
Um,
UK specifically?
because they're like the closest.
I mean,
Honestly, if we're
thinking
being
about
really
like the
honest,
wider diaspora.
no, if we're being really honest with you, to be honest, is I just knew they spoke English. Like, I would definitely be into like listening to the French, like the black French community, but I would have to learn French for that. I mean,
I
and I know
mean,
some of them probably do speak English, like obviously.
how close is Creole to French?
It's pretty close, but not that close at the same time. Like,
Like
I can
Italian and
figure,
Spanish.
like I would say someone who speaks French would probably understand like Creole a little bit more than someone who knows Creole would understand French, just in
Okay.
the way that like Creole has like a different grammar. We have like the same kind of like nouns and stuff like that, like animals and stuff like that are the same, but there's just some like grammar things, and there's other things that we call different because we get them from like the natives and like African language. So it's a little bit different. It's a
It's
little
a
bit
blend.
different.
It's a mixture of everything.
Yeah. So I can, and I don't get me twisted. Like I've been learning French for like I want to say like 4 years now, on and off. Not really that great, but like I can pick out a lot of French words, and I can definitely like talk to the point where I could like if I needed help, I could ask for help. You know what I mean? Like
Hell no, I go to France, man. I ain't gonna know not one lick of French besides bonjour.
I know. I mean, that's all you really need to know. I mean, they would love for you to know more
Like I,
because
I would like how like they can definitely tell if you're like an American tourist.
yeah,
Like
of
I'm gonna
course. I mean,
yeah.
they could tell me, but like just for the simple fact that I'm like unique and outrageous. I mean, girl, I'm wearing IV, but some of them can be annoying. Some of them can be annoying. I will say that. Some of I will say like France is kind of like America. I know a lot of them probably, girl. If the Fresh was ever watched this, they probably gonna be so shook. But France is like very much like America, in the way that they only speak one language. Like like the same way America kind of like there's a lot of Americans who speak different languages, just like there's a lot of different French people who speak different languages. But like in total, like the French attitude is kind of like speak French, you're in France, the same way how it's like speak English, you're in America.
I mean, hey, that's just
And
being in
so,
the native country.
uh,
That's
when
all
you're
there is
in
to it.
places like the Netherlands, a lot of them speak different language. I mean,
What
Dutch
is
is the main
I was
language, but
gonna say
like
like
all of them
what's
speak other
the let's say
languages
like what's the
naturally.
national language of the Netherlands? Netherese.
Yeah, it's Dutch, yeah.
Dutch.
So they speak Dutch, but then all of them speak like other
That's not the same
languages.
as German, right?
No, it looks similar, but it's not.
Oh, great. No, another
Um,
one of them.
yeah, like it's one of those like Celtic language or like Germanic. That's what it is, Germanic. So it's kind of similar, but not really. But yeah, like so France has that kind of same attitude. So they're kind of the same. So that's why, but that's why I like it. That's why I like France, especially Paris. Paris reminds me of New York.
You want to know
But
what place I'm trying to see what it's like.
what?
I'm trying to see what Australia is like. Like
A
okay,
lot of
like
poisonous
let's just take
animals.
away the fact that it's like a literal fucking hellhole in terms of like the heat and the animals. If we just take that fact away, oh yeah, I totally want to visit Australia.
Mm,
But I don't feel comfortable about my flip flops melting as I'm walking or my head being pecked by birds because
I
they're trying
don't
to.
know.
You know,
I would like to go to Australia just for the koalas though. Like, but
don't think I
I,
chlamydia. Why?
I don't
And
know.
they feral as hell.
I
I was like, that's the same as an Australian saying they
but you
want to
could
come
go
to
to the
America
zoo.
to see raccoons.
They're not feral though. Like some of them are really nice. So
Some raccoons are really nice too.
they're cute. I know some of them keep them as pets. But yeah. So anyways, the whole point of me making this podcast was just to kind of like I really want to connect black culture or like black people around the world in a way. And that's why I started listening to like British podcasts because I wanted to kind of like understand what's going on over there, understand their tea. Because once you travel the world, you see that a lot of people know what's going on in America, but we don't know what's going on in like the rest of the world. And I really want to be connected to like the black groups in the world. Ooh, these flies are gonna kill me. I'm so sorry. Um, but yeah, so I just wanted to like I don't know. This is what I really want is to start like this is what it is right now. Like it's just gonna be you, me, and the friends and stuff like that. But
The
what I really
gang.
wanted to grow into is some place where like I don't know. I get like famous people who aren't famous in necessarily like our social group or our like stratosphere, like maybe in America, but like they're popular in France, they're popular in the UK, they're popular in wherever, and kind of like converse, have a kiki, have a ball, like just share opinions, talk about stuff. Because I mean, if there's one thing's for certain, black people aren't a monolith. So having like all these different kinds of black people would just it would just serve justice. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
So that's what I'm. That's kind of the whole purpose of this. I've, in terms of podcasts, do you listen to any podcast?
No, not really. I mean, I just be scrolling
What?
through on TikTok,
You should listen
and
to
I
some
just get
podcasts.
yeah, I just get the snippets of like other people's podcasts and like what they talk
Yeah,
about. And some of those podcasts, man, like like the podcasts where a lot of them I be seeing are like the whole like alpha male and
yeah,
you have like five dudes and like seven women and like they're all like
yeah,
debating and everything. The men are just like,
yeah,
oh, women got a high value man, you know, is worth like this. He does this and that, and like the women are just like, some of them are, obviously pick me's. Yeah, yeah, a woman needs to have a man that makes this much money, and he needs to do this, that, and the third.
yeah,
But then you have some of them girls that be on there, really, really educating them, and they got some patience. They got
yeah.
patience. I
I don't like
swear.
those kinds of things because it's just like, what is the reason? Like, why are you
Honestly, like what is
like
the
for
reason?
me, with someone like that, if they thought like that, I'm like, okay, goodbye. I'm walking away. Like, there's no reason to be trying to fight these guys. You guys going on their podcast, it's nothing except giving them podcasts.
I
I
mean,
mean, unless y'all getting money. If y'all getting money, excuse me,
but like
but
their
it's
whole
just,
arguments are based like on materialistic
yeah,
things. It's just
it's
like
unnecessary. It's kind of cheap. It's people who are trying to make money, and I know, girl, this fucking fly. Oh my god, y'all. Excuse me. Atlanta is tripping right now. This heat has led to so many flies in my fucking house. Like,
hey man, like
it's annoying. I can't wait for this winter time. Ooh, this winter time is going to be wanted. But anyways, um
hey,
I'm excited, but I know we don't need any more podcasts in the world, but this one's going to be different cuz it's going to be a key. It's going to be a ball, and I'm going to be that bitch. You already see. Like, I'm already that girl. Like, if we don't know. Okay, so one thing I wanted to start off with the show is talking about, first of all, before we talk about anything, really quickly, like, I really, 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 really need y'all to like, comment, and subscribe.
you better pour yourself out there. You better,
look,
you better
look,
gotta get that money
look.
in motion first.
I love y'all. I love y'all. But I feel like if y'all are already here this far into the podcast, y'all already liking what y'all like. So just please give me a like, comment, and subscribe. This is going on YouTube. This is what we're gonna need to do. Let me know what's going on. Let me know how you like it. But yes. So I just wanted to tell y'all that. But anyways, so one of the topics or one of the segments that I'm going to introduce into the culture corner is, it's gonna be called, what is it called? OMG LOL WTF. And that's essentially where we talk about something that happened in the week, something that you learned in the week, something that, anything that was just a moment that was just like OMG, LOL, or what the fuck. So I'm gonna let you go first since you're the first guest.
I get the
Go
first
ahead,
play
B.
first, man. This week, okay, so I mean, I don't know for the viewers out there if they knew of Atlanta traffic,
I'm dead.
but obviously,
Oh
if
yeah, we live in
you
Atlanta, y'all.
listen, if you down in the A, people, people be driving around and you be thinking, how the hell are these people able to get licensed? How the hell are these people able to operate a motor vehicle, right? So it's Friday, right? I'm trying to meet up with somebody. I'm skirting down 285, going towards College Park, right? So you all know the speed limit. 285 is like 65 miles per hour. I'm in the far right lane. I'm going about 50, right?
I'm dead.
There's this Kia Soul in front of me, and I hate them like Kia Souls, bro. They're so fucking slow, so fucking
Not the Kia Soul.
man. So this Kia Soul in front of me turned on his caution lights. I'm like, alright, some dude got something up, whatever. Mind you, I'm like about a car behind him, so still at that 50 miles per hour. Not fast, but fast.
Yeah.
So he skirts over to the shoulder. I'm like, okay, this is my time to rev up because my exit's the next fucking exit, right?
Yeah.
Tell me why. The moment this man moves over on his shoulder, A woman runs, we're on the highway, runs in the middle of my lane. Bro,
Wait, what?
she runs in the middle of my lane, and I don't know if she was trying to meet her maker, but obviously the man had other plans for her because my brakes worked. But I did hit her because my right side mirror was pushed in, and I just sat there like I honked and I like slammed on my brakes. The Civic behind me slammed on his brakes, and I was like sitting there for a couple of seconds. And you know, the fucking gag of it all.
What?
She looked at me and laughed. Laughed as if she was not about to see the pearly white gates.
I am sick.
Laughed as if I was not
girl.
about to send her body
She was
flying
trying
down
to
the
get
damn.
paid. She was trying to get paid.
Bro, I don't know, man. I don't know. All I knew was in that moment, I wish I did kind of hit her.
I'm
Bitch,
dead.
how you gonna
Bitch.
cause me trauma like that?
She said, haha. Was she naked?
No, she was fully clothed.
Oh, I just thought she was gonna give you crackhead energy.
Nah,
You know?
it was like a regular ass woman that just decided to run in the middle of the fucking highway.
Where'd she come from?
From the shoulder, because there was like another car parked over there. I don't know if that Kia Soul was like trying to help them or what, but lady got out and like ran. Like I'm talking like, ooh, like pretty much from like the distance of like where that the table is. If I'm driving my car, that's how close it was. Like I'm talking like she could kiss my car.
I'm dead.
She almost did too.
So would you call that an LOL or a WTF?
Definitely,
like,
definitely a WTF, LOL.
Cause oh my
Cause like,
gosh.
bitch, what the fuck? But LOL because like I was like about to catch a body,
I would have killed that hoe.
and like the whole thing I was going through my mind as I
Not
was
me.
driving afterwards was like, shit, what do I tell my insurance company?
Oh, I wouldn't tell my insurance company. I'm
What do
sorry.
you tell my insurance company?
If that scenario happened to me, where she purposely put her shit in front of me,
Like, how would I even get the proof? Like,
I'm not gonna
I would
say
only
it. I'm not gonna say what I'll do.
right. I would only hope that the Honda Civic behind me would be a credible witness because me and him both were just like I literally just stopped in the middle of the highway, just like staring at this bitch like what? Excuse me? Like what? She chuckled. She
I'm not gonna say what I would do because I don't want to be that person.
oh no, I'm being
I
that
don't wanna
person.
be that
After that moment, I
person.
was like, bitch, I should have hit you, laughing at me, laughing
'Cause
at
no,
me.
what would
What?
have happened?
Because
I'm just gonna say I don't think I would have been as lucky as stopping the brakes. That's all I'm gonna say.
all I'm
I
saying is
do
she's
not think
lucky that I got my brakes done this year. Because if they were if they were the brakes that I had last year,
it's as well. It's as well. What would be my LOL OMG WTF of the week? Oh yeah, my freaking car. My car. Literally yesterday, I turned on my car, worked perfectly. I was ready to drive it. I was like going. As soon as I stepped into the car, I put my thing off brake, went to drive. I pressed the gas. It did not go. The car is on. I'm like, what? So then I'm like, what is going on? So then I'm like pressing it. I'm like, it's not going. It's not going. It's not going. So then I turn it off, and bitch, I have yet to turn it back on. Like multiple attempts failed. So
you know it's crazy that the human species has been on this earth for almost 300,000 years, and we still haven't developed a much more like convenient way of traveling.
you mean like evolutionary wise?
Yeah,
Girl.
like I'm sure the motherfuckers back in like the dark ages and all that shit thought that we'd be having flying cars by now.
I mean, we're starting to kind of like get into that era. Honestly, I've heard that they're kind of starting to work on like flying cars.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember back in high school. I remember there was a push, right? We had a textbook, and mind you, like this textbook's probably written somewhere in like the 70s, 60s or 70s, right?
Yeah.
And you know, it only pretty much, in terms of the history, got up to like present day 2000s. So
Yeah.
pretty much right when Bush was president. And then the last chapter was talking about like you know, like the future and everything.
I'm dead.
And it said that by 2022 it had like a picture of like, you know, big ass sky rises, flying cars, like little bubble like contraptions that have like plants and shit. And it's 2023 and our planet is dying
Yeah,
and
I
it's
mean,
hot.
honestly though, like we did have like this crazy moment of just like fast cognitive development in ways like societal wise, where we like built all these like things that are just almost so future like think about it, like 200 years ago, like in the 1800s, like railroad cars were being used, like photographs weren't even made and stuff like that, and now we're to the point where we're almost working with holograms. So it's very crazy what's like we've been able to do within the past 200 years in terms of like technology and stuff like that. But I feel like that period of like expansion has kind of ended, and we're kind of like slowing down in terms of like technology. I
I don't
don't
know.
know.
I
It's not
think
it's not
we're
progressing
actually
as fast as it did.
I think actually technology is progressing a lot faster. Like, I mean, if you're talking about like, for example, like AI. Like, if
Yeah.
you would have told me about AI like maybe like 5 years ago, you know that we be having like deep fakes or you know
Mm,
like that literally they're thinking about using AI technology to make movies, make
mm,
music. I'd have been like, oh man, I could see something like that happening in like maybe 15, 20 years,
mm,
not 5 years from now.
mm. I mean,
I mean, we're still in the
the
we're still in that
idea
early stage of
the
AI,
idea
but
has always been there. Like artificial intelligence has always been here. So like the fact that
hey,
there
this
were
bite wants
now,
to
like I
fight.
said, that's anyways. That was my LOL. I did mine. All right, let's get into the news.
Bro, speaking of news, bro. So I was reading this thing, right? Or I was watching this video on TikTok. Excuse me. All right, so you know the whole Travis Scott shit that happened.
What?
Okay, so apparently, Travis Scott was trying to have like another like Astro World, like like I think it's called like Utopia or some shit like that. He was trying to have like another like one of them kind of concerts, but you know since in America it kind of got people died, he was trying to try that shit overseas, and so he was trying to do that shit in Egypt, and the Egyptian government shut that down because they claimed that the production and like the pre shit before the actual concert, they were doing like weird rituals that went against like
Why
the
did you
core
pause?
beliefs of the of Egyptians. And I like, and it's weird because like,
Why did Travis think that was gonna be allowed again?
see my thing, the whole Astro World thing, like R.I.P. those people and that 9 year old kid. The thing about the Astro World thing that just like mind boggles me is that every venue has a oh, look, there's another fly. Just like flying around. Like a lot of venues have an occupancy rate, right? They,
Yeah.
they they have to, right? It's a fire marshal thing. It's a safety thing. It's okay, man. You gotta have these regulations obviously in place.
They're so fucking disrespectful.
That was a lot of frustration in that slap.
Like,
Like,
oh my god, I try to get them so much.
um, but yeah, um, but Travis Scott didn't really. I feel as though as an artist, especially as a really big influencer, there is a responsibility you have over your fan base.
Yeah.
Obviously these are individual peoples. They're gonna do what they want at the end of the day, yes, but you are a figure. You are a famous figure. You have a level of authority. You do have some power,
Yeah.
and instead of kind of directing his fans to be more like you know calm, he was encouraging the chaos, encouraging
Yeah.
the just rampant
That's
just
the reason why people did the whole barging in anyways, because
yeah,
like he
because
promoted
he was
it.
promoting it, and And then during the concert, people were saying how they felt like they were in hell. They felt like they were just suffocating, and this man just did not care. You know, people obviously, unfortunately passed from it.
That's some crazy ass heat to be suffocating. Oh my
I'm
god.
saying, and then you give like a bullshit ass apology video, then you drop from the earth for like 4 months. Well, 4 months, almost like a year now. Honestly, I haven't really heard much of Travis Scott. And then now you're trying to try the same shit overseas.
I think it was wasn't it more than a year? Cause did it happen after 2020 or before?
It was it a 2021? Like it was like after COVID. It had to be after COVID.
No, it couldn't have been.
It had to be after COVID because
It was.
it was like people are like
How old is this child? Because
9 year old 9.
his second child, because she was pregnant with him while
Oh
that
oh.
happened. Let's
I
see. Kylie
I
Jenner.
completely. Why don't you just look up when Astroworld was? I promise you it was 2021.
That's true. Astro World tragedy. Oh, it was 2021. November 5th, 2021.
But back
Crazy.
to that TikTok though. With that TikTok and I'm not a big, I'm not a Christian, right? I'm not Christian, so my beliefs of like demons and spirits is kind of like a little bit different than how they would categorize it, right?
Yeah.
But this TikToker was ascribing about how there's a lot of like negative imagery. I would say, because with how Travis Scott was not only promoting Astroworld, just how he was just promoting that album and like the music afterwards. It just seemed very like, like there's some things that are just like, okay, bro, like, are you this is an aesthetic, or is this like actually you? The same kind of like with Little Uzi Vert. Like, is this just like an aesthetic that you're playing? And Playboy Cardi, is this just an aesthetic that you're playing on, or is this like actually you? And it's just, it's negative
Yeah.
imagery at the end of the day. Which, I mean, hey, all the Travis Scott fans, Playboy Cardi fans, Little
Yeah.
Uzi Vert fans, hey, like, their music is cool. Like, I like some of Playboy Cardi songs,
I
some,
like Lil Uzi
like
Vert.
one, and I like some of Little Uzi's and like some of Travis Scott's. But overall, though, specifically Travis Scott, you know, especially after the whole Astroworld thing, I don't know. He's just been like a off-brand artist for me. Like, there's something definitely off about that man.
I mean, I don't really fuck with him anyways, so
Yeah, like
he's whatever to me. But we're gonna talk about him again during this thing, so don't even worry about it. LL. Okay, let's talk about Miss Ariana. Let's talk about my girl.
break up with your boyfriend. Yeah, yeah, cause I'm
So
bored.
apparently, this is coming from BuzzFeed. Apparently, Ethan Slater has officially filed for divorce from his devastated wife days after a video highlighted Ariana Grande's history of seemingly breaking up relationships.
You wasted no time, I'll tell you that.
Um.
When you got money, you can waste no time.
Oh my gosh.
We
Oh
can get
my
married today and get
gosh.
divorced
Oh my
tomorrow.
gosh. Ethan and his estranged wife welcomed their first child together last year, but had apparently separated before he started dating Ariana, who also split from her husband this year. It's been over a week since first reports that Dalton Gomez and Ariana Grande have separated, and since then it feels as if things have gotten more complicated by the day. On July 17th, TMZ broke the news that a divorce is imminent for Ari and Dalton, who have been married for 2 years. There wasn't a ton of details in the reports, but numerous insiders say that two have been separated since January and that Ari's fame was a factor in the decision to part ways. I mean, here's the thing. I don't understand how, like, you're dating a celebrity. Like, it apparently they were like together during COVID, so he didn't really get like a lot of the celebrity action. But it's like you see how celebrities move, and you see that she's one of those celebrities. Like you should
I
have
mean, she is
known.
like an A-list celebrity,
Yeah, exactly. So it's like
a completely different category. You know
I
what I'm
don't
saying?
understand how her fame was like a problem because like that should have been something that she should have obviously seen before. Like, but that's none of my business. That's none of my business. I'm not dating. I'm not dating celebrity, am I? And if I was, I wouldn't be surprised when they do famous things. Cause like, if you see some videos of him when like Ari's taking like pictures with like her fans and like signing autographs, like he just stands like awkwardly to the side, and it's just you can just tell that he doesn't want to be there, and that's what you signed up for, boy.
That's
But
what I'm saying. But I'm like, how do you fumble a bag like Ariana Grande? That's
easy,
that's the
you
thing I don't
are
understand.
insecure in your thing, cause girl, I would have been sitting back chilling.
I'm
Go ahead,
saying
girl, do your work.
whatever you want, baby.
Bring
I'm
back
right
that
here.
money.
I'll be right here if you. I'm right here if you need me.
Bring
Do
back
your
that
do your
money.
thing.
But girl, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, it's not looking good for Ari. It's not looking good for my sister. I'm so sorry, but like,
I
let's
mean,
continue.
hey, at the end of the day, everybody is consenting adults in this. So, I mean, hey, Ari out there doing. I
Let's
mean,
finish reading the article. Let's finish reading the article first.
okay.
They'd apparently been having issues for a while before the split, and things only got more difficult when Ari moved to London to start filming for Wicked movies in December. 3 days later, on July 20th, fans were left in shock by reports that Ari had found love on the Wicked set, with multiple outlets confirming that she's now dating her co star Ethan Slater. Alongside Ari, who is starring as Glinda, Ethan will play Bach in Wicked. He is otherwise best known for his portrayal of SpongeBob in SpongeBob SquarePants, the Broadway musical. Let's continue.
Can you imagine
The
getting
new.
left? Can you imagine your wife leaving you for SpongeBob? I would just.
Let's continue. Let's continue. Let's continue. The news of their rumored romance has been made a little complicated by the fact that Ethan, like Ari, recently split from his wife, Lily J, with whom he welcomed a son in August. We don't know for sure when Ethan and Lily separated, although he apparently marked their fourth wedding anniversary on Instagram with a heartfelt post in November as well as a Mother's Day tribute in May. Quickly, I've seen a lot of people saying, like, using this as, like, oh, he was loving his wife then. Uh, uh. I would just like to point out, not to play devil's advocate or anything, like the article says, they may have been having problems before, but that doesn't, just because he posted about their wedding anniversary and like a happy Mother's Day does not mean like they were in love. He probably was just keeping up appearances. I've met many people who in social media it be up with like their family members, with their relatives and stuff like that.
That's why you
But
can't
then on
believe everything on
Instagram, it's
social
all
media.
love, you
Yeah,
know?
that's why you can't believe anything on social media. You never know
Exactly.
what's going on behind the curtain.
Exactly. So that's why I'm kind of just like the fact that people are using social media as like proof of anything is kind of just like you guys obviously don't understand how social media works, especially Instagram. Like that's all I want to say about that. Um
Damn.
Several sources have been adamant that both Ari and Ethan were newly single when things started to get romantic. And now it seems that Ethan and Lily's separation is moving forward with new reports that the Broadway alum filed for divorce from his high school sweetheart this week. According to TMZ, Ethan filed the legal docs yesterday in New York, and there isn't yet a reason listed for the breakdown of their marriage. News of the divorce follows a slew of various insider quotes alleging that Ethan's ex is devastated over his relationship with Ari and she feels that he abandoned his family. According to TMZ, Lily thinks Ethan turned his back on her and their young child, who won't have both his mom and dad around because they aren't on good terms now that the Ariana relationship is full steam ahead.
So co-parenting is just out the window for her. Because there's a lot of people out there that know how to co-parent, and it's actually being much more of like a
I
you're starting
personally,
to see it more.
I think she's being rightfully petty, but
Which
she's being
I
petty
understand. I understand.
nonetheless. And I
I
think
understand the
she's,
anger.
yeah, I think what's happening is she's just doing a lot of things that she may regret in the future, that she may think she could have may have handled better,
Or
because
when you're
a lot
full
of
of
this is just
emotion,
foolishness, girl. Like
right?
at the
Well,
end of
it's
the
like when
day,
you're full of emotion, you say and you just do
exactly. So that's how
dumb
I'm kind of
shit.
like,
So Just give
That's
it a
why
chance to blow over, sis.
I really
It'll,
hate to hear it. I hate to hear it. I hate to hear it. Uh,
just make sure he's paying that child support.
yeah, girl.
Make sure
I
he's
mean,
there for
shoot.
his
I
first
know since
baseball
he got
games.
Ari, he got the money. Shoot. Other sources told Page Six that Lily was completely blindsided by Ethan's relationship with the singer, given that she was under the impression that nothing appeared wrong in their marriage. A third source also alleged to Us Weekly that Ethan sat Lily down a few days before the news broke out about him and Ariana and said that he wanted a divorce. Of course, this is all speculation right now, and other insiders have spoken out in Ethan's defense, claiming that the reports that he abandoned his family are completely untrue. Meanwhile, I've been holding out. I literally was like, I'm not gonna believe nothing until my queen Ari, or until my girl Ari, she comes out and says, "Y'all, like this is real. Y'all, my bad.
Why
Or
would she?
y'all, this is fake." But she ain't saying nothing, and the silence is very telling.
Hey,
The
why?
silence is
Why would she?
very telling, and it's just like, talking about good karma, my aesthetic. Meanwhile, it seems that things between Ethan and Ari are moving ahead, with a source telling TMZ that they are just trying to lay.
Headphone warning.
Ah, this is the first time I'm reading this in full. I'm sorry. Meanwhile, it seems that things between Ethan and Ari are moving ahead, with a source telling TMZ that they are just trying to lay low and be respectful of their exes as they pursue this new relationship. Oh my fucking god. As it stands, Ari and Dalton are yet to officially file for divorce, but apparently the documents are expected imminently. The news of Ethan's divorce just comes just days after a video presenting the ways in which Ari has seemingly been caught up in numerous other relationship breakdowns went viral. Uh, that's the end of the article, but if you don't know, she was around the way that she got with a lot of her exes. It was at the end of the relationships, exactly. Like nobody was like single for a minute and just trying to find love. Everybody, except for Dalton. I don't think Dalton was like that. But if it was first Nathan, I think Nathan Sky was like the singer back in the day. I think something happened with her. I think she cheated, then he left her, or it was vice versa. Then she went to her backup dancer. Was that right? Yeah, she went up to her backup dancer, Rico or Ricky. He was cute. I liked them together. They were cute. And that happened. But while that was happening, then she met Big Sean. And as you know, Naya, may she rest in peace. When she wrote in her book, she said like one time she just showed up one day and they were sitting on the couch. That's all she said. She didn't say nothing, but she said that Ari was there with Big Sean by themselves, and Ari was sitting on the couch. She didn't say how comfortably. She didn't say how She didn't say if she was da 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 da. But
But she was on the couch. She was
yeah,
listen.
so take that as you will. Her and Big Sean end. Then she gets with Mac.
R.I.P.
Then I know R.I.P. Mac. Then she gets. Then she leaves Mac. Then she gets with Pete. Then she leaves Pete after Mac dies. And then she goes to Dalton, which now brings us up to Ethan.
Wasn't she also like engaged to Pete?
Yeah, she was also engaged. She quickly got engaged to him too, mind you. And all right, I would just like to say, I pointed this out during that era, like before Mac even died. I thought it was really weird that she just broke up with this man for her to get into this relationship with this man and then want to get married in the first place. I thought that was highly weird. And I will always say this and I'll always say it again. I don't know why Ari's family is not telling her what's good, what's up. I don't know why someone's not smacking no sense into her. And if they are, I don't know. I don't know. But if I was her friend, I would definitely be like, bitch, what are you doing? Because as you know, I do it to you all the time.
You
I'm the one
can't
who's going
tell
to
me
tell you what's
nothing when
up.
I make millions.
I'll be like, bitch, I don't give a damn. Okay, you're moving disgustingly. Like this is your happiness that you're playing with. Like, what are you doing?
It's okay. I'll just lie low, go to a retreat off of a
Like
private
Ari
island.
is. Like, so I just don't understand like how she was able to go from Mac Miller to Pete Davidson, get married, and then when Mac died, all of a sudden, y'all did this because I really did not condone this. I really did not like this. Y'all did this. Y'all allowed her to become Mac Miller's widower after leaving him and being engaged to the man that she left him for, Pete Davidson. Like, and the thing is, she literally said when she first met Pete Davidson, while she was in a relationship with Mac, she was literally like, "Oh, this is literally the man I'm going to marry." Take that as you will. Take that as you will. I'm not trying to bash my girl. That's my girl. That's my sister. However, this is what I said before. This is what I always let people know. This is what I always kind of just like, it's a little sus. I'm a allow it. Da 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 da. All that shit happened. All that shit went down. And I was like, see, bitch, this is what happens. Like, calm down. And then I actually thought we were gonna be single for a moment. I thought we were gonna be in our single era. I thought we were gonna have fun for a good. I thought we were gonna have single Ari for a good like 2-3 years. Literally, like a year later after that happened, she's engaged and married to Dalton, and I was
No,
just like,
I get sis. I can't stay single for too long either.
like, yeah, no, y'all actually are just like each other. Really, it's
Is
crazy.
she an Aries?
Like, no, she's a Cancer,
Yeah,
emotional, just like you.
my moon's in Cancer.
Like, exactly. So it's very it. Y'all are just, I don't know. Y'all just need somebody, and it's just very. For me, it's very annoying because I just need y'all to just find peace. I want y'all to find love. Just take your time. Y'all want to y'all want to move fast. Y'all wanna move fast. Now she moved on to this man, and then not only that, the thing is, apparently she held the baby. She held that newborn baby. Like RB, how are you gonna be that messy? I'm sorry. If you're gonna mess up a home, the least you could do is not step into it. Like while you're messing it up. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can hold the baby after he brings his baby thing, but like don't do that. Honestly, like she's this is terrible. This is bad. Like, I don't know how she thought she was gonna get away with this. Like, she's being really messy right now, and she's always here talking about good karma, my aesthetic. If you don't know, she has a song called Just Like Magic. She's like, good karma, my aesthetic. Keep my conscience clear, that's why I'm so magnetic. Like, girl, why are you moving? And then not only this, why are you trying to get all these ugly men? What's with the ugly men? Like,
If Ariana, if you ever watch
Ariana.
this, just know that I may not have a lot to bring to the table, but I will treat you like the royalty you are. I don't need much. I don't ask for much,
The question is, will she?
but I'll do a lot.
The question is, will she treat you like the royalty you are? Cause
Hey, even if
it's
it's
not
even if
giving.
it's for 3 days, man, I don't give a fuck.
And I would just like to also point out that Ariana Grande is also probably the only white girl this generation that has went black and went back. Like,
Hey, man, we don't talk about Black Ariana Grande like that.
I'm talking about in her taste of men, cause she went with Big Sean, and girl, I've seen Big Sean's dick. He got a nice dick.
Huh?
He got a nice dick, and you seen how dickmatized he got with Janae Eiko. Like, she went crazy for that man.
Also,
So the
Janae
fact
Aiko.
that she had him and went back to white, it's crazy. Actually, that's a lie, because my manager, she did go. What's it called? She went back to white. Her first husband, or all her boyfriends used to be white. Then her first husband was black. Then her second husband was white. Then her second husband died, and
Damn.
she, like Amy Winehouse, you go back to her, and she went back to. She went back to black. So now her, now her recent boyfriend's Negro. So next thing, this alien situation. Have you seen this alien situation?
Oh, now you're getting into a topic that I get interested about because now we're getting into space, the cosmos, extraterrestrials.
Yup. Okay, so this is coming from MSNBC. The truth is out there, but this UFO whistleblower likely doesn't have it.
Are you
Okay.
are you gonna are you gonna are you gonna read the whole entire article again?
Nah, I'm gonna. Oh, this one's actually really short. So basically, on Wednesday, David Grunch, a former military intelligence officer, told a House Oversight Subcommittee that all of these stories you've read over the internet are true. The government has debris collected from crashed alien spacecrafts. He also told the assembled lawmakers that federal retrieval teams have collected biological remains from alien bodies. Um,
Okay, so in the actual during the actual hearing, he said non-human biologics, right? And what I love about these UFO hearings and everything is that they always like to put on these big words and everything,
yeah,
trying to make it seem overly complicated. So like the short attention span of most Americans kind of like dull out. But non-human biologics is pretty much anything that's not human remains. So
it's pretty
animals or
much in the that's pretty much in
like
the name.
animal
Non-human biologics.
plants.
Literally, a lot of things are non-human, y'all. If you didn't know that, like animals are not human.
However, in terms of UFOs and aliens, do I believe that there's aliens? Do I believe that there's otherworldly beings? I mean, it will be very selfish to say, yeah, no, they don't exist
I know,
because
right?
of how big the universe is. They're bound to
The
exist.
universe is ever expanding,
It
so
is.
there is most definitely things. At least not
Mm.
in this. The thing is, the problem is like we don't understand because like we can't really passively like grasp that kind of side of the universe because it's
Well,
like
we,
on
we
the
can't we
empirical side.
can't necessarily grasp how
But
big it is. That's the problem.
yeah, and our system has like a lot of light years in between it, and that's just in our galaxy. There are multiple galaxies, so like even if it's not like in a galaxy that's next to ours, maybe it's 5 galaxies away. There's definitely some other type of life form that's like messing around here. And the sad part is like we don't even have the equipment to kind of like reach that side of the galaxy. And so it's like there's literally no way that we would ever be able to know, nor would we ever be able to travel that way unless we are able to travel light years. So if they can figure out their way to us, maybe they could show us how to get there and we can, contact. But honestly, they probably know how to get to us and they probably don't even care. Like,
I mean, granted, too, like where we specifically are, our solar system, where it's positioned, is at the farther arms of the Milky Way galaxy. We are kind of in the remote. We are in the fucking boonies when it comes to our just neighboring Milky Way. We are in the boonies. We are so far out from all the rest of the thousands of stars just in this own galaxy, and light years away from even our closest galaxy, the Andromeda galaxy, the one that's destined to crash into us. We're
okay.
still light years away from that, and whatever the hell is in that galaxy, all the trillions of stars in there, right? But turning the conversation back to like aliens, yeah, like you said, if there are aliens somewhere in this universe, it's impossible, not in this lifetime, not in several lifetimes, for us to actually communicate with them, right? Or so we know for now.
Unless they get to us. That's what I said.
But see, the thing about it is, think about it too, though, is that America, like our government, NASA, we spend trillions and trillions of dollars on technology, equipment, programs,
Foolishness.
you know. So in the terms of like UAPs and UFOs, do I believe them to be like extraterrestrial, like from out of this world? No. I do heavily believe that they majority, if not all of them, are man-made. Because if you look at all the quote unquote UFO sightings, like an actual like map of them, why is it that most of these UFO sightings are in North America, Britain, and Australia?
Exactly.
Like where are the UFO sightings in any of the countries on the continent of Africa? Where are the UFO sightings in, you know, some of the most populated places on Earth, like India and China? I'm sure for a fact we would have had some shit come out from that.
That's why people say like when you hear like the government kind of like leaking information about UFOs, something's going on.
Right.
And honestly,
And
with
it's
America, something is always going on.
right,
So
and it's
it's
funny
like,
how like they leak this.
how bad is it? That's my question. How bad is it that you actually have to kind of throw this out to kind of like bait us into like thinking what it is? Because if there's one
Or
thing
like,
about America,
what else are you doing to try to gather our attention away from?
like America is going to lie, cheat, and steal its way into success, and that's why America's number one right now. But that's probably going to be its downfall, and that's all I have to say about that. I'm not going to speak too much on America's name because I don't want no, I don't want no patriots coming at me.
Now they did there are hearings, like older hearings out there, where you do have top scientists that do discuss that, you know, they have, like, we've had contact with different beings. I don't want to call them otherworldly, right? But different non-human intelligent beings that we are supposedly, the government is supposedly in contact with. And they do claim that there is this, like, conglomerate of these beings called the Galactic Federation, right? Because it's weird how all this shit of aliens and UFOs ramped up, and we have a specific military sector for Space Force. The hell we need a what? The hell we need a military in space? What would be the point of a military in space if not for either protection of American, you know, area?
Yeah, America's trying to do what America's trying to do.
Right,
That's how it always is, unfortunately.
but the alien talk is very interesting. But I think as the average tax-paying, you know, Gen Z American that I am, if I see an alien, what's up, bro? You gonna help me with my rent? You gonna
I'm like, why y'all
what you
here?
here?
I'm
What are
like,
you
y'all
here
better
for?
go. I'm like, y'all better go, cause let me tell you, as soon as America, not even just the world, as soon as America gets a hold of your ass, you're done.
Not even that. Like,
It's over
what you
for
trying to
you.
do here? Oh, we're trying to dominate the world. I mean, good luck. Good. I mean, good luck.
If they tell me that, I don't know if I'm gonna help them at that point.
It's not even a matter of helping them. It's a good luck. Like, I would love to see that. I
I'll be
would
like,
really love to
well,
see
what are your
that.
plans after world domination? Is this to enslave us, or is it to
I mean,
like free
we're
us?
already slaves to corporations. So again, like,
That's what I'm saying. Is it to slave us or is it to free us? Because
do I have to go to
that
work
depends.
tomorrow? If I have to go to work tomorrow,
I'm
baby girl,
that
do whatever the fuck you
bitch.
want.
Are you gonna do away with capitalism? Because if that's the case, fire away.
Do I still gotta pay my rent?
Let's go.
Yep.
'Cause
Baby
I'm
girl, go
not
ahead and
doing that.
do whatever you want. Cause until those two problems go away, baby girl, America's already doing way worse than you can ever think.
Let's get back to the news. Let's get back to the news. Okay. Mitch McConnell. Yes. Let's get into him really quickly.
You know the meme of, you remember that old vine of like that dog, like looking with like the sorrow look in his eyes and like cupcakes in front of it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you that vine right now. Hold on.
So while you
Look at
look that up,
look at it exactly.
let me read. This is coming from NBC News. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell suddenly stopped speaking during a weekly Republican leadership news conference Wednesday afternoon, appearing to freeze, and then went silent and was walked away. Mitch McConnell's RKY had been making his opening remarks about an annual defense policy bill when he stopped talking. He was silent for 19 seconds. His Republican colleagues asked whether he was okay, and top McCauley Deputy Senator John Barrasso of Wyoming, a physician, escorted McConnell 81 away from the cameras and reporters. Um, Senator O'Connell's freeze up comes after he tripped and fell at Washington's office airport earlier this month. McConnell was not seriously injured in the incident.
Oh no!
Walked
Thank
back to the press
God.
conference, asked about his health. He said he was fine. Asked whether he is fully able to do his job. He said, "Yeah." Lies, lies.
Dementia. Hold on. See. Fuck YouTube.
Go ahead and get that away from the mic. Ax- oh my god, that's Victoria. I'm dead.
That's
That dog is
exactly
crazy.
like at first when I saw the video, I honestly thought he shot his pants.
I'm dead.
Like, like
Oh shit.
it was given that that was not a fart. So I was like, oh man, someone go get their grandpa a fucking diaper and shit.
When I saw it, I said,
And then like my second guess was that like his skin was just melting off, and he like realizes his like skin suit.
"No." I was thinking. What I was thinking is he was actually getting into it. He was listening to "Feeling Myself" by Nicki Minaj, by Nicki Minaj and Beyonce, and when she said "The world stop," and then he forgot that he was actually at a press conference. So then he kind of just lost his train of thought. So he was just trying to get it back together. That's what I thought.
You know, it's crazy because like you have people out there that are just like, we're praying for his health, we're praying for him to get well, you know, all
I
this
want
and
him
that.
kicked off.
And I'm like,
I need him to get kicked off. This is exactly why
we
America.
talking about the
See,
same Mitch McConnell
and
here?
I just want y'all to know. I just want y'all to know another reason why America in its like fetus position did like allow people to stay in office as long as they did was because let's be honest, those niggas were dying in their 40s and 50s. Like it wasn't a long life. It wasn't a long life. Now we have people living to be 90 something. Like
And like being in office, bro. Like,
yeah, give up the towel, babe. Like you literally had a mini stroke right in front of everybody. Like how dare you say you're fine and that you can still work? Like
you
I,
know,
I feel like there should be laws like if you have obvious health conditions like where it's like I don't know where you
they're
might
not gonna
stroke
disclose
up
it. They're not
in
gonna
the middle of
disclose that.
a thing office. I feel like you shouldn't be able to hold office because that's wild. That's
But you know what?
wild.
Like, also at the same time, you have to keep thinking like, how come these motherfuckers keep getting voted in office?
Yep.
There's elections to like literally get them out, but for some reason, the clearly from democracy, the vast majority of people here in America choose to keep these motherfuckers in office
Yeah.
because they're afraid of change. They're afraid of something new. They're afraid
That's
of
and
younger,
yep.
innovative minds.
Yep. And that's another reason. That's another reason why this podcast is the thing, because I really want people to. People always want America to change, and I think every country should have like revolutions and changes, but at the same time, I don't think all of us have to be here for that change. I think some of us should go. I think some of us should leave America behind because it's foolishness. Black people specifically. And I'm not saying go back to Africa because that's corny. Pick wherever we need to go there because America's not cute. America's not that girl. And if you notice, um, we're always talking about how like we're kind of just waiting, like we just want our rights, we want our rights, we want our rights. It's been almost 400 years. I think it's been 300, like 300 years technically,
Some
since
change.
Jamestown, Virginia. We've been here. Slaves have been here, and we're still fighting for rights. 300 years later,
Yeah,
and
it's very
but
very crazy.
nobody has like nobody wants to like move or anything. Like that's the thing. Like, cause we could just find our own communities and make our own communities and make better. I don't know, have better lives for ourselves. Like y'all, I am not having no kids. I'm not having no kids in America. Like that shit's dead.
But see, it's kind of like also on the same idea though that like, yeah, our ancestors were forcibly brought here and you know, uh, you know, pretty much treated like cattle.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you know, our ancestors built America, so we have very much of a right to be here as
Yeah.
like, you know.
I'm not saying you guys don't have a right, but I'm just saying like, do we really want to suffer for that right to be here?
Well, see, that's the problem because it's the system. The system is created and designed to keep us down. Like it No matter what you say, no matter what side of the political fence you are on, you can't deny that there is an agenda against black people, specifically here in America. Yeah, but vast majority speaking, people of color, and that exists in policies, that exists in the social atmosphere. It exists on a lot of levels. So it's you know we need to just have the systems destroyed. Honestly, I mean, if
Uh, when we
I
gonna
think
get
our
started on
true
that?
reparations comes with just having a brand new system that actually is designed to treat everyone equal, despite the, specifically speaking, the color of their skin, but like their nationality, their religion, all that background. Like we are living off of a 400-year-old system. However long the birth of America is, we're living off on that system, and whatever that shit worked back then, it clearly fucking didn't. But it doesn't work today. You can't apply those same ethics today because it's
Yeah,
a completely different
that's what
society.
I'm saying. Like, so when is this gonna happen? Cause honestly,
People are afraid of change. That's why they keep on
that's
keeping these people in
that's exactly what I'm
office.
saying. That's why I'm like,
They don't
if
want to do actual
if I
amendments.
can see that another country has like things handled, like they got this situation under control, it's not this much of a hassle, it's not this much of a fight, and on top of that, I don't have to worry about getting shot at the end of the day. Like, why would I not want to like live an easy life? You know, live the soft life. Why must we suffer? Why must we choose suffering just so we could have a chance to get our rights when we could just dip and get our rights? I'm not saying everybody has to, of course, but like I feel like that should be as much of a discussion as staying is. Honestly, it's two sides of the same coin.
Definitely for sure. And like I mean, I'm sure you're aware that you know uh there's been an increased rate of Americans filing and getting their passports, and there
Yeah,
has been like strangely enough a almost like exodus away that's starting to happen in America, where
yeah.
people are moving away into other countries, which are actually pretty accepting of us.
For the
Surprisingly
most
speaking,
part, I
for the
mean,
most part, surprisingly, I mean, compared to how accepting America is overall, to
yeah.
people coming in other countries. God forbid they come from either South America or the continent of Africa or even East
The
Asia.
only reason why I would say like not everyone's like kind of like on board is just because like we're not really like giving into their economy. Like we're just moving to the country and then like we'll have like American jobs. So we're like still working for the American economy, but we're still affecting their economy because we're living in their country now. And even though we pay like bills and taxes and stuff like that, it's still not kind of like the same. And so that's just it. Like the influx of people makes like housing markets change and stuff. But
Right, and we
that's
and we
that's always what's
definitely
going to happen with immigration though, kind of. So
that
you
is,
got to take it
but
or leave it.
I feel as though, is specifically speaking, because I mean, um, I know a little bit more on that, but specifically speaking about like European countries, a lot of them have like programs and special things in place for not only mass immigration, but like you know making sure that the quality of life is up to its standards.
Yeah.
So I trust that even with the influx of people that they are getting, you know they have their systems that's gonna protect them. Now I don't know how the people gonna feel. A lot
Yeah.
of people have a sense of nationalism. This is mine,
Yeah.
mine only. I don't want to share it with foreigners.
Yeah. But luckily, like
Which
some countries are making it easier for people to move to. Some of them are making it harder to. You just have to kind of like look at that information and kind of like take it for what you will. But that's what I'm saying. Like I just feel like if
I
we
mean,
could
if,
have
if,
like,
if you can contribute
you
something
know,
to that country, or contribute something to that space in a positive manner, I mean, go for it. You
Yeah.
should be able to go anywhere you want if you have that kind of mindset. Like, if I
Yeah.
want to move to Sweden, granted, I would actually want to get a Swedish based job because, if I'm going to live there, I want to contribute to their society.
Yeah.
You know, granted that's going to take a lot of work for me having to like know the language, know the culture, know the people,
Yeah.
but that's the extra step that you take when you move to a different country.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
feel
supposed
like
to be
that's just
easy.
probably would be the hardest part for a lot of Americans because we're like,
We're selfish.
yeah, like I mean, it's just we're so used to everything being like customized to us for us to have to like fit into another culture. It's just gonna lead to a lot of cultural loss. Not me, yo.
This is just too much
I'm
work. Can
bicultural,
you just
so
speak
I already
English? Do you
understand.
know English? Can you just like speak
Yeah,
it?
so like that's not my problems.
Right. And it's just like, bro,
But
how you gonna tell a person in their own native country with their own native language to speak English at your
yeah,
convenience? Like, who are
it's
you?
weird. I don't understand. But yeah, Mitch McConnell, weird, retire. Go ahead and like live the rest of your life peacefully in your white picket fence because you're a
Before you
white
meet
person
Queen Elizabeth
with your white privilege because this is getting annoying.
and Ronald Reagan.
People like you are so annoying. Like, y'all are the reason why this government is muddled with
But you
sickness.
know what? Do you know what's gonna happen though?
What?
I have a feeling it's gonna come soon that there is going to be like a mass, and I want to word this right, like a lot of those people in office are gonna like, because they're old.
Die.
They're old. Yeah, they're like they're gonna drop like flies one
That's
by one
true.
by one,
That is true.
and that's
Lives
gonna
come
be
to an
very
end.
interesting to see who we are gonna choose to pick their place. And I hope that's the opportunity that you know our generation, because we're
Yeah,
now
but
up
girl,
there.
like, I mean, there's young Republican dumbasses too. Like, that's the only thing.
Hey, I mean, hey,
So,
that's unfortunately the type of system that we live in. We live in a
yeah.
two-party system. It's gonna be both sides, Republicans and Democrats.
Unfortunately.
I just hope that because they're younger and they're less hard-headed, they'll be able to come to compromises that are actually for the greater good. Granted, we all know that America is run by corporations, so
We will
who's
see.
to even say that they'll
We will
be able
see.
to do anything? So,
We will see. I may not be here to see it myself, but we will see. Okay. So next up, Barbie. Me and Barbie.
what's so funny is all the
What?
Republicans and conservatives that are like, Barbie is a movie that hates on men and promotes the gay agenda,
I'm
and
sick.
It's a China propaganda. And I'm like, dog, it's a Barbie movie. Like, it's a movie about
Yeah.
Barbies. What is your grown ass doing? Like, like Ben
They
Shapiro,
literally have nothing else to do because it
bro. You're
really
a grown ass
wasn't.
man going to a fucking Barbie
Like,
movie just to critique it on
my
your
thing
podcast.
is, like,
What?
like, it's
Get
not.
a job.
That's exactly what a man would fucking do, though. Like, it makes complete fucking sense. Like, but
And then like there was like a lady too that brought her kid, and she wrote a letter to the producers complaining that it wasn't like age appropriate, but she should have known because it was PG-13. It had like
yeah.
sexual suggestive content. Da 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 da. And
It really didn't, though.
I'm like, it's PG-13.
It really
It
didn't,
literally
though.
says might contain
Yeah.
suggestive sexual content. It
I
literally says it
mean,
before the
yes,
movie.
but no. Like, it's. I mean, I'm someone who thinks that shit shouldn't be hidden, personally. So, like, all she said, like, Barbie says, like, three words. She says penis, vagina, and gynecologist. And there's guys who, what's it called? There's guys who catcall her. So, something that's inevitable for females and something that's inevitable to talk about because of science. It really wasn't that sexual. And like as sexual as it got was like that same whole like will they won't they like can Barbie like love story kind of thing. And even then she really wasn't feeling him like that. So
But like at the end of the day, though, it's a movie. Who cares? Like, sorry, the movie didn't turn out the way that you wanted. If you want Barbie and Ken to have a love story, and
stop being a
it
pussy,
plays on the
okay?
whole big, you know, girlfriend boyfriend role, then you create your own Barbie movie. You submit it off, and we'll see who fucking
Stop
watches that.
stop being a pussy. Like grow up.
Like, this was a different person's take on
Pussy, 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 pussy. Like they're gonna have to
on
learn
the
about it
Barbie
one day.
franchise. Like, come on, man. Like, either go watch it to enjoy the movie or fucking don't.
But yeah, I told my cousin he should send his kids to watch it because it was a good movie. But yeah, anyways.
Have you seen Sounds of Freedom?
No,
You say it like
I don't even know what that is. Like,
it's a movie that kind of came out a little bit before the Barbie movie. It's about child trafficking and like how Hollywood you know is part of the whole child sex trafficking ring,
no, did you?
which
Is it with Mel Gibson?
yeah.
I don't know. I'm not
and
gonna
it, and
watch
it's
that.
and it's hilarious because you have
Yeah, I'm
like
not gonna watch
conservatives and
that.
Republicans that are like Hollywood's trying to block this movie
Yeah,
because
I'm not gonna
it's
watch
it's
that.
it's a it's exposing them. The movie theaters were hot and they
Yeah,
were they weren't letting us see it, like trying to
I'm
make it
not
seem
gonna
as
watch
if
that.
like the movie theaters are sabotaging this movie
Yeah,
and saying how there's no media coverage on this movie. First of all, that's all my fucking Twitter page is on, and I don't even know how the hell it gets my algorithm is like that. But every other ad is an ad of this damn movie.
yeah, no,
Which,
not me.
hey man, I get
I
it.
don't do Mel Gibson. Fuck Mel Gibson.
Hey
Like,
man, my mom, I remember this movie, The Passion of the Christ. Man, I was a child. Like I had to be
no.
like 6, 5 years old, watching this adaptation of Jesus get the living shit
Thank
beat
God.
out of him, blood,
Thank God I only
everything.
saw that at other people's house because my parents were not that crazy.
I'm like, yo, I'm like 5 years old.
But yeah, that's why I'm like, fuck Mel Gibson. And he's racist and does a lot of stuff, anyways. Anyways, back to Barbie. The reason why we're here. The recently released Barbie movie, this is coming from Yahoo. The recently released Barbie movie has made over $500 million at the
more than
box
more than
office
the Bomb
world.
Bomb movie.
More than Oppenheimer for sure. I'm gonna go see it next Friday, I think, or next weekend, if my car is working. Fingers crossed. Um, the press release shared Friday claimed the movie starring Hollywood A-listers Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling as famous toys Barbie and Ken respectively also made over 200 million domestically since its release last Friday. During the first 3 days in theaters, Barbie reportedly ranked over 155 million according to recent ComScore data. And Greta Gerwig, who directed Little Women and Lady Bird, she directed this one. Um, it set a record for highest grossing opening weekend for a movie directed by a woman. Um, Globally, the film marks the largest opening for Greta Gerwig as a director and for Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling, and nearly every actor in the film, as well as the biggest opening for a movie based on a toy the Warner Brothers released. And conservatives have critiqued this movie's feminist themes as well as the casting of transgender actress Harry Neff as one of the Barbies alongside Robbie. She was actually really good. I didn't even really clock her until like mid to end of the movie, and I was like, oh okay. But yeah, I really liked her. She was fun.
I, for the love of God, to this day, do not understand the conservative and the right's obsession with trans people.
Mm, it's like a as above so below kind of situation, you know.
Like
Like
they don't even they do not share this same talking about how trans people are like groomers and they're after the kids and they want to eat your
yeah, I mean
kids, and yet
they
you're sitting here letting your pastor fondle
yeah,
your
like
fucking
that's what
son.
I'm saying. Like they have to point the finger somewhere else. Like
You got youth
they have to
pastors
throw off the trail
that are
somewhere.
like 20 something years old marrying the children, like 15-year-olds.
Like
But that's okay because they're living God's work. They're doing God's work.
that's
God
conservatives for
forbid
you.
a trans woman is just walking down the street and it's like, oh my God, you're trying to rape my kid. Like
It's stupid logic. Exactly. It's stupid logic. We all know
it's
that. But all in all, are you gonna go see the Barbie movie?
um yeah. I'll probably take a little shot at it.
It was really good. I
Gotta see what the
liked
hype's
it.
all about.
I saw it. I saw it on Friday. It was really, really, really fun. I wore the same shirt. I got a compliment from it. LOL. It was really cute.
I have nothing pink in my wardrobe. Pink is nowhere to be found in my
It's
wardrobe.
tragic, girl. You
Tragic.
should always have every color. It's beautiful. But yeah, the music was cute. The honestly, the themes of feminism, like
they were cute. Like honestly, I wouldn't think too much about the movie because when you think too much about the movie, you can definitely see plot points and stuff like that, or like plot holes, and like things that they could have done better. But it was a pretty good movie. Like if you don't make it too serious, I think it's just a goofy movie. Like it reminds me of like those like kid movies that we used to watch as a kid, where it was just fun. Um, so yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. Margot Robbie did a really good job.
As
The
always.
movie was very self-aware, knowing that Margot Robbie was like a very beautiful actress. Because there's like this scene where she's like doing like the whole breakdown crying scene, and like I don't want to spoil it for nobody, so go ahead and like skip ahead for really quickly. But like she's just basically
Wait,
talking
so is
about,
he gonna spoil it for me?
it's not spoil like, but you know what I mean. So she's just complaining about like how she's not like pretty enough and or good enough, and like um the movie addresses it. I'm not gonna tell you how. I guess it's not a spoiler, but the movie addresses it so straightforward. So it's kind of just like I'm so happy that like they were self aware when they made this movie. They knew exactly what it was, and like some of the themes was like annoying. Like, um, what Ken does is very annoying to me because like he could have just very much like thrived in. I don't want to give you anything spoilery either, but like he could have thrived in like the land that they went to, but he decided to become a bad guy instead. So it was kind of just like it just made no sense. But yeah, all in all, I give it like a 7.5 out of 10, maybe even an 8. It was really good. Would I see it in theaters again? No. Would I buy it on DVD? Yes, when it's in the $5 bin. And would I enjoy watching it constantly? Yeah. So it's good.
That's a
It's
great
good.
take.
It's good. I enjoyed it.
You know the I think it's like the director, like the guy that like owns Barbie or whatever.
Yeah.
He wants to do a movie for like other like things like
Oh yeah, like
he wants to do a movie with Uno.
how's that gonna work?
Duh.
How the fuck is like is someone gonna die? Yo,
I
drop
was
for
think
bitch.
I was thinking either an action movie or a horror movie.
Cause that should be interesting. I honestly would love a Bratz movie. No, what honestly no. If Barbie does a second one, I want Barbie 2 to be. I'll let you know now. Like obviously they talk about like how Barbie gets owned by like girls and stuff like that. What I would love is like they focus it around like Barbies that are owned by like guys, like gays, because that would be really kind. Or brats. Do it for fucking brats, bitch, because brats are so kind.
You know you want to make a movie about the Magic 8 Ball too.
Yeah, the Magic 8 Ball one is kind. I could kind of see you could kind of think because there's kind of things with Magic 8 Balls like
It's kind
as
of
the
like
theme,
a
anyways.
I feel as though the Magic 8 Ball will be like a good like monkey's paw type play thing.
Yeah, maybe we'll just have to see if they do different genres with it.
I
I
trademarked that.
guess, and they kind of like do it in that way. Okay, maybe, but like if they're trying to make like the Barbie movie like the as Barbie was, then no, don't try to do that. Don't try to recreate that, please. It was good. It was really good. So
Apparently they're gonna be all part of the same universe.
yeah,
That means they're gonna do like
you'll
one.
have to see how they're gonna do that then,
Imagine like one big
because how
gigantic
they did that in
collab.
Barbie is just if they're gonna continue that in the whole universe, very interesting.
Hey, I mean that's cinema. Honestly, it's probably a lot better than all like the damn reboots we've been getting.
Yeah,
Like I feel as though that's something people are like, oh, that's stupid. How are you gonna make a
I mean,
movie out
yeah,
of Uno?
it's
Yeah,
it's
I
gonna
want to
be
see you
original.
try.
It's gonna be original, that's for sure. Like it's better than a remake. I'll tell you that. Like
Yeah, like same
so,
energy as Cocaine Bear. Like sounds like a stupid movie. It's probably I haven't seen it, but stupid idea. Yeah, even though it's like a real thing, but that's cinema. It's something new. It's something refreshing. It's not a
yeah. I mean, at least they're trying. I mean, try harder, but at least they're trying.
right. It's they're trying to get ideas, and they definitely need to pay the workers and the actors better. They can't just be hogging
Oh
all
yeah,
this money and
the
then
writer strike.
right be thinking that oh, all my problems can
Girl,
be
just
solved with
wait.
AI.
They think they're gonna win. I don't think they're gonna win. I think the writer's gonna
N-
win because
No,
They
no,
can't do
no.
shit.
I have a feeling they are because the UPS workers just won their union rights.
That's what I'm saying. I
So
think the union workers are gonna win this one because this that don't make no sense. Especially the checks that people been showing.
I, s- I saw
Run them their
one
money,
actor showed a residual check of 3 cents.
bitch. I saw someone who had a
I
check
would have
of zero
punched it
dollars, 0.00. Ooh, the fact that they even like that's ooh the audacity. The fact that they even wrote that out.
and had a nerve to
Yeah,
say thank you at the
yeah,
end. Like,
yeah. So
yeah,
I'm down with
you might as
them.
well just
I'm with
spat in my
them.
face, honestly.
I'm happy that they're striking. Honestly, I've been contemplating on like not watching like TV just to like show them like I won't fucking watch TV. So y'all pay y'all niggas like
Hey,
fuck y'all.
I don't really watch much TV. I just watch
So
cartoons on an anime site, and the cartoons are like old cartoons. Speaking of,
same.
Cartoon Network Studio shut down.
Aw, that's sad.
Man,
I miss all the old shows though.
yeah, that's why I watch
To
them.
me,
That's
they
why I watch
kind
them
of
on that
weren't like
site.
popping like that, like that.
Mm.
Yeah, moving on. Um, Carly Russell turned herself in and has been charged with falsely reporting an incident.
All I gotta say about that is, okay, so you want to give, I don't, is that a felony charge or misdemeanor charge?
Let's read the article. Carly Russell, the Alabama woman who admitted to staging her own kidnapping and triggering a 49-hour long search, turned herself in and has been charged with making false reports. The 26-year-old is being charged with falsely reporting to law enforcement officers and falsely reporting an incident, both misdemeanors.
Okay.
She was released on bail. However, Police Chief Nick Durzis announced that news conference. Her story was captured the nation's attention, but as it turned out, it didn't. She didn't. She didn't get kidnapped. She didn't see no toddler on the road. Um, both misdemeanor charges have a maximum sentence of up to a year in jail and a fine up to 6,000. Durzis says.
Okay.
So
You know what's crazy to me, right?
yeah,
Is that so this woman, right? No harm was done, right? She just lied, right?
yeah,
Is getting charged, facing fines, facing possible jail time, which per being a black woman, they're probably gonna do, you know, a tougher sentence more than likely, right? But this is also the same nation, right, that let a white woman live to her death, knowing that she lied on a 14-year-old boy, which
yeah.
caused his death.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's not surprising, but it's just that dramatic irony.
Yeah, I personally think that she shouldn't be like jailed or getting jail time for it, but I think she should be heavily
Also,
fined.
did she file the missing persons report, or was her parents? Because like, how is it a false report if she was kidnapped? Like she was like gone. Like
Cause she lied about being kidnapped.
yeah, she lied, but at the same time, like
If you make yourself look like you got kidnapped and then you weren't kidnapped, like that's the thing. That's why they want to know where she was. Like they want to know where she was those 49 hours because they're like, what the hell?
well, apparently from what I heard,
She didn't leave the block.
well, she stole like a buck and like some change from like her job.
Oh
She was
yeah.
like a nurse or something. She stole that, and then she was like either like she broke up with her boyfriend or like they had like an argument, so she was just like mad, and she just made this up. And the thing about it is that she booked a motel, or her friend booked it. So like she was just
Dumbassery.
chilling. But see, my thing is like
Dumbassery.
I don't think she expected her parents to file missing persons report, and for
Mm.
all this to blow up the big
She
wages.
did look up if you have to pay for an Amber Alert though. Days before.
Do you have to pay for an Amber Alert?
No.
Oh, okay.
They're about to make it so you do like
What the fuck?
with all these people like doing these things or like especially with like hikers kind of like going off like the beaten path and stuff like that and like going on knowingly dangerous paths and stuff like that. They're starting to make people pay for their church parties now. Like before it was free. Like the one thing in America, at least searching for you was free. And now they're about to start charging us because you guys took advantage of it. It's crazy. Right?
And it's like all for what? You know what I'm saying? Like, what was the? You think to yourself, like, what was the end goal? Like, what was she trying? If you can ever picture her in her shoes, right? What would be your end goal to that? Like, okay, cool. I stole some money. I'm mad at my boyfriend or we broke up. I'm in this motel. I'm gonna be gone for a couple of days. I'm gonna make up this story that I got
It's
kidnapped
never
and
that deep for me, girl.
right. Like,
Like,
what were you trying to accomplish at the end? Like, did you
it's never that deep. Did you see her mugshot though?
no?
Her mugshot. Oh my god, girl. Her skin is oil. Her hair is like laid. She's smiling. She don't give a damn.
So it's like, was it for
Said,
clout? Was it literally for clout?
girl,
Yo, that shit is
I
a
don't know.
drag.
I
Shit is
don't
dangerous.
know. Like,
You get one hit of that shit, and you like, damn, I'm willing to degrade my whole family's name.
cause I would have beat her ass. And I would have let everybody know. I'm like, oh yeah, I bet I beated her multiple times now, and she still has like at least two more coming. So if you guys are gonna call child support, you can't because she's 18. Ah!
You know, and it's and the real fucked up thing though about this whole situation, right? It doesn't even involve her. It's the fact that because, well, first of all, black women like actual black women go missing all the time, like in America.
Are you
And
about to say that now they're not gonna look for them anymore?
no, not that they're not gonna look
I was
for her
about to
anymore,
say,
but kind of like the same thing that happens when you have people within a certain community do negative things that reflects on the community. People start taking it less and less serious. You know,
I'm gonna have to disagree with you there because if we're being honest, like in terms of like black people, they weren't doing shit anyways. Like in
well,
terms of
I'm
finding black
saying
women, they weren't finding them anyways. In terms of like helping black people, they weren't helping us anyways. Like nothing's gonna change.
I don't want to say like they weren't helping at all. Granted, not enough. I mean, again, a little black girl will go missing, and they'll be like, "Well, you have to wait 24 hours to file a missing persons report." But obviously, a palm-colored person go missing, and you'll have the police out there in 2 hours and a whole search party going forward, right? So it's not like they don't care 100%. Is that they care less, and situations like this just makes them care even more less in terms of I don't want to take I they can't take it as serious.
Girl, they weren't gonna find them. They weren't gonna find them anyways. They weren't gonna find them anyways. They don't care. Like if you don't care, like yeah, yes, but it's like you could care less, but it's like you didn't care to begin with. So it's like you know what I mean. So it's like if you have nothing and then you get more of nothing, it's still nothing. Like
Granted, yes, but
so it's kind of just like
it
okay,
still is like a negative. It still is a
okay.
negative look on
I
you
mean,
know, an already overlooked
uh,
topic.
there was a white girl who just did that same shit recently, and her ass got arrested too. An 11-year-old because she thought it was gonna be funny to call 911 as a prank. So I mean, is that about to make them start searching for white people?
What, 11-year-old?
Yeah, 11-year-old calling 911 because it's gonna be a prank because she started on TikTok. Are they about to stop? Oh, she said her friend got kidnapped. That's what she said. She said her friend got kidnapped. She saw a man in the van, just took her away, and she got arrested for that. Do you think that's gonna make them stop looking for white people less now?
No, I mean that's the point.
Exactly. So it doesn't matter.
That's the
Like
point.
they're
It's
going to
not gonna.
move the way they're going to move.
Yeah, saying like that's not like that's the point. They're not going to stop doing that. But for black women, is not that they're gonna stop completely. It's just that it puts a more negative rhetoric on an overlooked topic already.
Yeah, but
Not
like
in like a physically speaking, but like
like I said, they weren't gonna do nothing anyways. Like it was gonna be nothing. They weren't gonna do nothing. Like I promise you. But
it's like the same energy held for our community, the Rainbow Squad.
the
You know, like
Alphabet Mafia.
yeah, you know how Majority of us, we just be chilling, living a life, but just trying to live, really. But there's always gonna be that small percentage that inflicts that negative light onto the vast majority of us, and that's the rhetoric that people tend to move on.
That's called stereotyping, though.
Yeah, exactly,
Like that's something that's
exactly.
we can't control what people like perceive as our truths. Like that's the thing. So
That's
it's
what I'm.
like
But that's what I'm saying
so
is
we
that
can't just
like
tell people like oh like act this way because
it's not
they're
even
gonna
it's not even an
perceive us
act.
as
It's not even an act this way. It's really all about that every action has a positive or negative consequence. And when you are, you know, of a community, you are part of that community.
yeah
So, the negativity, because we live in a world where negativity is highlighted more than positivity. The negative qualities are always going to be like brightened out.
yeah
So like when you have, like, for example, right, within our rainbow community, you'll have, other queer people be like, just playing on those stereotypes that, you know, straight people have against our community, straight hetero people have against the community. They play on those stereotypes. As I mean, I want to say it maybe as a way to troll, sure, but it still is just like a aha, see, I knew they were like that type thing. And while they don't think it really affects them, it affects the whole.
I mean yeah but like that's just the truth though. There's always gonna be one bad apple and like everything.
Right, and
So it's
and
like
it just spoils the bunch.
we can't just like that's just expected. So it's like we can't just be like, oh, like everyone's gonna be like that, da da da, or everyone can't be like that. Like, bitch, truth is, there's gonna be someone like that.
Like
Like at the end
real
of the
quick,
day,
real quick question: do you think children should be at Pride?
yes and no,
Why?
yes and no. I think there should be some spots for kids, but to be honest, like like how people are always talking about like how like pride is for like families and children's da 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 da.
Mm.
To be honest, the first pride is not something that you would have brought your child to because what was it? It was a riot. It was a protest. So,
Well,
like,
okay, but I'm talking about like the Pride of today.
I know, but I'm just talking about from history perspective. Like, it's always been a pride. It's always been a protest, and to be honest, it's always been about sexuality because the first riot was because the police officers were raiding a gay bar where gay men went to go have sex and converse with gay men, and like that was it always kept happening and they always kept having to deal with it and they were fed up with it. So to now kind of like fast forward to this year to where it's kind of like people are kind of like condemning like the the sexual part of pride and saying that it's not like for the thing. I'm like it kind of is though because like that's also kind of like the purpose of why we're having pride. And I get it, like I think there's some extremes that shouldn't be there, but to say all in all that like they don't have a spot there just because your kid is going to be there is just not inclusive very much.
Like how they say, like, so like at Pride um you'll have people, women or females, whatever,
Yeah,
uh you know nipples out. Some of them be free the nipples. Hey, free the nipples, I'm all for it.
I'm dead.
Or you'll have gay men, walking around in jock straps or
Yeah,
just very tight underwear. You got like children walking around and everything, like
yeah.
gazing around. So it's like in instances like that, do you think that Pride is a family friendly event?
Yeah, yeah, cuz I mean, personally me, I don't think people should run away from like sexuality and sex and stuff like that, but that's like my personal preference. I just think that there has to be like more designation in like when things should be more like appropriately done. Like I think early in the morning should be more like family oriented. So like the beginning
What
of
about
like the
like the
parade and
parade?
parade and stuff like that. I think the beginning of the parade should be more like family friendly and stuff like that. And
Usually it is like churches and
yeah, and that's what I mean. Like
schools,
keep it cute, and then have
and
like
make it like the firemen.
yeah, at the end get to like the more sexual like heavy ones. So like that way, so like I don't know like when, but like the families could start to notice like it's starting to get a little bit more grown up, and they can like take their kids home because I think like if pride is supposed to be for everybody, it has to be for everybody, for everything, for every sexuality. And while I don't think it should be like a public place for sex, but like what we do in terms of sex, like the sex education, the sexual knowledge, like the sexual voyeurisms, like the sexual kinks that we like to explore, like that's all part of like gay culture almost basically, because like there's so many people who've had to like survive doing that. There's so many people we've had to like accept that like it's part of sexuality, you know. And that's also like what pride is about, sexuality. Like I know it's about a bunch of other things, but it is also about sexuality. So
I for one love Pride. I'm also a
yeah,
big believer that everyone should go to Pride of all ages. I do think it is a just fun event overall. It's not it's not like Freaknik, right? Like Freaknik you wouldn't bring your kid to, right? You know, but it's definitely something that allows, you know, people of all ages to see other people, you know, to
think
see
about
people,
other queer people.
right, to know that, you know, there people like these people exist. They're here. It's not just a small population. It's not just because Pride is a big event, huge. You be like
And it's
hundreds of people.
worldwide. Yeah.
Right, right. And it's funny because they really like to minute the community, like it's just a couple thousands of us that are just making up these names last year, right? When in reality, there's millions of us and growing of all aspects of the community. Not even just talking about a sexual base, but like gender identity and everything, and gender expression, all shapes, all forms, all sizes. So pride is, like you said, is a thing to celebrate all aspects of that, and I think it's a beautiful thing to allow your kids to see, you know, these different types of people. Like I think it's beautiful to let your kids see a drag queen. They're awesome. They're super sweet, right?
Yeah,
Now,
I am
granted,
a ballroom kind of girl though.
now granted though, I don't personally agree with, you know, you being a parent and knowing that at Pride that, you know, your kid might see like a bare ass, you know, and still being upset at that. You know, it's like I said, it's Pride, and people are celebrating themselves and being free in themselves within the confinements of our laws.
Yeah.
You know, so they're gonna push to that edge point. And I believe you as a parent should need to have that responsibility and to know when to bring your kid to Pride. Honestly, my personal.
That's why I said like it needs to be a time like y'all can have like the early time like from like 10 a.m. to let's say 4, and like 5 6 be like the kind of period where it's like y'all have to leave, and then 7 8 9 is like when you kind of see a lot more of like the darker heavier sexual stuff going on. And like I said, even with the parade, so with the parade, even if it doesn't end that late, at the end you kind of know like the more sexual floats are coming around. So what do? You go to wherever you're gonna go. That's gonna like be your next spot for pride anyways. And then you kind of just like keep it pushing like that, and then like let everyone kind of have their thing like that. Because like I said, everyone deserves to have pride and stuff like that. And I know there's folsom, like don't get it twisted, there's like this thing called folsom pride, I think. And that's basically like sexual pride, so they're actually fucking in the streets. Like that's something that's not for kids.
And how much you want to bet it's gay men?
It's always gay men.
Of course it is.
Like it's always gay men. Don't worry.
Hey, man,
Like I know our people.
you ain't
I
gonna
know my
see
people.
lesbians doing this.
I know my people. Like so, um, so there is a place where like explicit sex is thing, but for the most part, like to be honest, no one's fucking at Pride. I mean, there are some dumbasses. I can't really say that because there probably are some dumbasses fucking at Pride. But like for the most part, no one's like publicly fucking at Pride. Like most things they're doing is just wearing like very sexual clothing, which sometimes can be a little too much, depending on like the time and place. But like this is what you signed up for. Like this is what it is. This is Pride. Like this is what we fought for in the beginning. Like Pride wasn't a family friendly place in the beginning. So it's just like yes, we're lucky that it is now, but it's just like to shun somebody from Pride is like not the point of Pride. It's the opposite of Pride.
You know what I never got to
What?
is the whole idea of, oh well, if you can let the queers have pride, then why can't straight people have a straight pride? Why can't we celebrate our straightness? It's like so like an average weekend for you is what you're trying to say? Like tell
My
me what
question to
will be
those
the
people
purpose
is
of a
be like,
straight
yeah,
pride?
like I'm like, have you ever been condemned for that? Like in the past, like has there been like almost 600 years of like straight repression for you to feel like you need to be proud, or is it just like
Like
the same way we like?
what would you even do? Like what would y'all even do there? It would just be one massive party. Like I mean I'm so confused. You can do that. There's like nothing stopping anybody from having a straight pride. Like
Girl,
there's
you know what straight,
nothing. It's
you
just
know what
one
straight
big ass
pride
block
is.
party. Congratulations.
You know what straight
Woo.
pride is? Straight pride is that motherfucking wedding that you had with your wife. That was straight pride. Like, I mean, now that like, that's also gay pride. That's also gay pride when gay people get married. Like, that's gay pride for you. Like, that's straight pride. Your weddings, like your anniversaries, the time you get to spend with the thing. And then my thing is always just like I said, people always trying to be in people's business. Like, if that's not your thing, that's not your thing. Like, stop worrying about what other people have.
And that's what I'm saying. It's just like the whole negative rhetoric with pride, you know, like, oh, I don't agree with that, or you know, the whole idea of grooming children, all that shit, or what is a man, what is a woman, a trans woman is not a woman, whatever, la la la. What does it
Yeah.
matter, dude? Like, at the end of the day, like,
Yeah, mind your business.
I don't even know. I don't know you.
Exactly.
So who are you to say that if I kiss a girl in
Nosy
public,
ass people.
I'm
That's white people for
condemned?
you.
Like,
They
what?
like to they like to be in other people's business. That's white people for you. And that's
Nah, it's in our own community
I know, but
too.
that concept is was spread by white people. So
I mean, it is a white supremacist idea, but or at least oppressed by it. But you know, at the end of the day, though, it's just still like you said on the mindset of people just don't know how to mind their business,
yep,
especially on things that they don't want to understand.
yep.
Because there's nothing hard, even I mean, honestly, even explaining it to a child, it's nothing hard to explain, you know, gay
It's
people
very
and
unfortunate.
and queer people as a whole. It's not that hard. Now I understand that some topics might be new, especially when we're talking about gender identity. You know, stuff like that is new to a lot of people, um, and the aspect of pronouns. But still, at the end of the day, if you at least graduated from high school, it's
Yeah, the
you
concept
can
of
do it. You can do it. I mean, it's
yeah,
gonna take some getting used to, right?
yeah,
But you know, I didn't even know anything about they them's. I know none about the motherfuckers. I didn't even think that was a thing until college. And my
yeah.
neighbor,
Same.
my roommate, was non-binary, and
She
I
was white, right?
they were white, yeah.
Oh, that was
And
my bad.
yeah.
See, I'm so sorry.
And the
Like,
thing about it is that like since I lived with them, I had a trans roommate and then like just a regular white girl. Um, you know, since I lived with them, all of them, you know, I had to adapt that in my language because at the end of the day, we all just want to feel respected. You know, and I used to work at a
yeah,
subway with this very transphobic guy. That's just like I'm not gonna call him by that because that's not what the English language dictates. You know, they is a plural, so I'm not gonna mess up my English for them. And I'm like, you just did it. Like you literally you're almost there. You are almost there.
I
You
mean, we
almost
kind
had
of
it.
still do it though. Like when we don't know the gender, what do we say? They.
Exactly.
So it's like we kind of do it anyways.
Exactly. But the thing about it is that people. they look at us and they automatically pick that gender in their mind, honestly.
Yeah.
And the people that just don't know or don't want to, you know, call people by their correct pronouns, they just want to live in their own little fantasy. Like I'm gonna call you what is in my mind
Yeah.
because that's what makes me comfortable.
Yeah. That's why I'm glad that like Creole taught me like with Creole I didn't really have to like understand pronouns like that like everybody's just like a person to me, so I'm just glad that like I can respect people that way and at the same time like not care because like if anybody calls me anything I really don't fucking care. We're all gonna fucking die in the end anyway,
And Gen Z
so
humor. I
like
mean, yeah.
I don't need to be called a fucking apple to be an apple, you know what I mean, like
Right. And I feel as though at this point, people just majority of people just do it to be assholes. The ones that don't
yeah,
want to, call people by the correct pronouns, they're just doing it to be assholes. Because
unfortunately.
it's not hard. Like, I don't care if you walk up to somebody and they have a beard and short hair and a mustache and they said, I want you to refer to me as she, hers. What's so fucking hard about that? Like, who cares what, like, in your mind, you can think whatever the fuck you want in your
Yeah,
mind, but, like, if
we
this
dead
person
anyways.
is like, that's what I want you to call me by, the same way how if they say, this is my name, we're gonna be like, what? Oh, I don't like your name. I'm not gonna call you by your name.
Yeah, we dead
Sorry, I don't like
anyways.
that. I'm just gonna call you John. It's just easier.
Like,
Like, what?
unfortunately, but I think as more time comes and like more people get with it, I think it's gonna be like we're gonna even out somewhere,
That's
and
exactly what I'm doing to
then
my
we're
job.
gonna go like be more positive. Cause a positive personally, like anytime I met with somebody who hasn't like had like an experience with a gay person before, like I don't want to say like I've converted them to like be like LGBT friendly, but they're always like surprised and like they never expected like a gay person to be like me. So like you kind of like show them you humanize gay people to these people basically, and that's why I'm kind of like that's all we have to like start doing, keep on doing. The more of us like come out, the more of us live our lives, the more of us like get around these people. Like the idea is gonna spread once they realize, because honestly, some of these people are just talking about what they don't know.
That's
Like
the thing. And like they use whatever beliefs that they have to justify or to find those answers because
yeah,
they just have so many questions. When in reality, who gives a fuck?
yeah, and I think that's another mentality that we're gonna have to start teaching people. But
Like,
on that note, beautiful, beautiful. I think we can wrap it up right there. Very beautiful note to end on. Be yourself, love yourself. I guess we're gonna ask you, girl, where can we find you? Do you want to tell the people your social medias? Are you doing anything? Are you working on anything on the social media? Are you, like what it is?
I mean, I really don't be operating off on social media. I'm
I
kind of a
know.
ghost. But I
All my
mean,
friends.
overall, I'm just working on myself. You know what I'm saying?
I'm dead. So no social media. Okay,
Nah,
I
keep
guess
it positive, keep it chill. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
Treat
dead.
others the way that you
Ijama
want to
did
be
the
treated.
same thing. You know that. Ijama did the same thing. I was like, all right, do you want to tell the people like your social media? And she's like, no. I was like, oh, okay.
I mean, I'm not even a really big social media fan. I mean, I'm on Twitter, but like again, I don't interact with it. I just use it for like
Yeah, I
memes and
feel
shit.
you.
So,
I mean, me too, but I'm trying to change that. So hopefully this podcast will help me.
oh yeah, for
But
sure.
we'll see. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you stayed till the end, cause god dang, we did a lot. We did a lot. So if you
A lot of
stayed,
content.
thank you, thank you, thank you. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you thought of the episode. Tell me what you liked. Tell me what you didn't like. Tell me what you want to see. Tell me what you don't want to see. I can't wait to see where this goes. I can't wait to see the next episode. I don't know when the next episode is gonna be. I want to post this one before we talk about the next episode. But I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. I can't wait to take this off the ground. This is almost like an official moment. I know there was like a little moment where we had some technical difficulties. We ran through it. We did it. I'm excited. Okay, so thank you guys. I'll see y'all on the next one. Woo! That is a perfect ending. That was really good. I really enjoyed that. I really, really enjoyed